BackEnd Business.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Spook, what's going on, boss?
We in here.
Bruh, man, it's always feel good to be back. I know people looking like, bruh, y'all back in the studio with it, man. Y'all teased us last time and being out in the big lounge, but y'all know we got another special guest, man, on episode 35, man. Like,
just add more to the list. Just, you know what I'm saying, connecting the dots, lacing it up like a shoe.
Hey, lacing it up like a shoe, man. At this point, the way we putting it together, man, y'all always know that we want to bring fresh vibes onto our podcast, like different styles, different people, man. But today's guest on episode 35, we gonna get right into it. We got Twan from the Journey Barber School. What's good, bro?
What's up with y'all?
Hey, man. Hey, we appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate you too, bro. It's an honor to be on y'all platform over here to be able to get my message out.
And that's what the platform about. Yeah, that's exactly what the platform about.
And then, is this your first episode podcast?
It's my first podcast.
Hey, another one. Diamonds.
That's what we.
First podcast.
Come with that back end story on.
There we go.
Yeah, man. So Spook, I don't know if you want to say something, but I'm about to say let's get right into it. You got a question? So
no, I was gonna say, just get straight into it. Journey Barber School.
Yep.
How that come about? Give us the background on, the rundown on that.
So pretty much.
And talking to the mic too.
Okay, there we go. So pretty much, I'm known as Twan the Barber in the city.
Okay.
But to get to know the real raw me is to understand all the different hats that I wear. I'm more of a serial entrepreneur. I love the entrepreneurship. I love to get it out the grind and be able to create, be able to be an artist and create. Right. I love it. But the main reason I wanted to start Journey Barber School was to give back. So and since I got my barber license, I was able to learn a lot in the last 10 years. And with that knowledge that I was able to be able to obtain, I always reached out to barbers who weren't able to travel as much as me, and they always told me what they didn't learn in barber school. So I'm like,
that's
damn.
A diamond.
Yeah, man. Tell me about it,
so
man.
That knowledge
I learned. I got so much knowledge. Knowledge comes from exposure.
He already giving y'all diamonds.
I don't play no games. I don't hold nothing back. Like, man, you come to my school, man, you're going to get all the resources you need. Because, like, a lot of us think out of a survival mode. And being able to get people out of survival mode, you got to give them the proper resources to do that.
Facts.
Because, like, you can't think straight out of survival mode.
No.
There's no thinking straight out of the mouth. You just thinking the bottom line of, I got to get it. I got it.
Wow.
But in order to change that narrative, you got to give people resources.
That's true.
So, like, man, at the barber school that when I start my barber school, which is about to open up in the next 30 days, salute to that.
Hey, hold on, let's salute to that though.
There we go.
That's
major.
What's the address and all that? Shout it out.
So we got 16480 Broadway in Maple Heights, right across the street from Maple Heights High School.
So y'all know exactly where to find that. If y'all know the Maple High School at, y'all know exactly what's up.
Exactly. So it's literally a stone throw away from the high school. So if you come over here, you know you're gonna be getting them reps in with the high school students. You're gonna you come over here, you getting that knowledge, and you getting that the demonstration off all the students that you come over there.
Right.
So
I'm getting the vibes of like a barbershop, but you come there, you get more than a haircut. You're gonna leave out with some type of knowledge.
Come on,
but you're gonna look out with a good haircut too.
Exactly.
So, no, that's hard.
Yeah, man. So I want to dive deeper into that too, man, because I know you said just even hold a barber side. So I know we was talking before the show, like, how did you even get into the barber game? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Did you start off cutting hair? Did you say I want to open a school? Like, how did you even get into the barber game?
So, I graduated in 2005.
Okay.
So, back then, haircuts was $10, $15. But,
the legendary days.
Exactly. Exactly. You can get a $10 haircut, $15, like all
now
of
they
that.
Going 50.
So, which is like barbers are finally getting a value.
No, that's true.
Because you got to think about it. The average rap artist right now got a $5,000 outfit.
Facts.
Yeah,
maybe even more.
Yeah, and when you strip all that down, like you got your haircut and then you got you. Right. Everybody can't hide behind their jewelry and clothes like that.
You gotta
that haircut mean everything.
Man.
And it's not just the haircut. You get the self-care. It's therapeutic when you get your haircut.
Facts.
Yes.
You stressed out, you go get you a haircut, bro.
You forget about everything. You
exactly.
Ready to put it on.
What you doing as soon as you get a haurcut? You gonna hit that FaceTime.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm top calling somebody.
Right, already.
Hey, that's a fact, man. So I'm gonna let you finish too, cause we was getting there.
My fault. So to get back to the question, I I started cutting hair. I was incarcerated.
Yep.
And when you're incarcerated, they give you in a medium camp. They give you different skill sets and vocational classes that you can take.
Okay.
One of them that I took was barbering.
Man, that right there is a story in itself. I didn't even know they allowed you to do that in the prison system, like be able to pick up the barber. Like they provide the equipment and
they provide everything. So they're giving you it's a rehabilitation pretty much.
Okay. Right.
And that's a proper way to rehabilitate somebody. You give them resources.
So, versus trying not to cut you off either though, versus just throwing them in there with nothing.
Exactly.
Now they just gotta, I'm in survival mode. I gotta make something out of nothing with anything versus what you talking about.
Which will send you back to doing what you
survival
mode was to do.
Your old habits. Like that's what a lot of people do. What Mike Tyson got this saying, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Facts, man.
So
real talk.
To say that, like we always, everybody has these goals and they has to be aspirations, but they don't have the proper resources and the influence to go behind it to execute it. Exactly, to execute it. Man. So like when you get somebody resources, so in my school I have a resource center, which is going to give financial literacy to people.
Come on, now you talking my language now.
Man, I'm gonna mash the gas on that right there for him.
That's cool. I can see the connection on that right there,
bro.
Financial literacy.
So,
man,
big on that.
You just saying so much, man. So even like, you know, y'all know we study Wallow a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's our guy, man. So even having a story like that, man, him getting out of prison and lapping guys that's been around for years,
decades.
Been
out on the outs.
And for you to come out of that, man, and to be going to something like this, we want to salute you on that because that's a major deal.
Man, I appreciate that.
For sure. And taking a skill set like that, learning it from that, and saying, I'm going to come out and then do something with it. Because I know you probably know a lot of guys you was in there with that learn similar stuff, but they get out and they do nothing with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say that was a blessing in disguise for real. I went in there for something else and you came out and now you own what you went in there to, you know what I'm saying? I want to say you humbly stumbled across it.
Yeah.
But by going to jail type. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
But
I'm not gonna promote prison, but it gave me a time to figure out who I really was. I got into the books. Yeah. I was able to obtain skill sets.
Yep.
I was able to obtain some type of knowledge and gain some character off myself. Because you know when you out in out in the environment, like you got all these different influences around
distractions.
You, and all it is a distraction. So I was able to sit myself down and figure out who Twan really is. And that's what it came down to.
I only said that because I'm lightweight having a talk with my circle, like about that type of stuff.
Right.
Everybody got distractions. We all distractions to each other, but we all need to just sit down and just. Sometimes it takes for people to get incarcerated, but sometimes it shouldn't have to take that.
You just said a good point. It shouldn't have to take that because, like you said, you out here, you can learn trade. There's people who can learn trades and vocations being out here.
Distractions.
Yeah, but the distractions can pull a person back in to stop that, man. So like now that we learned your story and like, you know, why did you did it and things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like what's next? Like, you know, like once the barber school opens, like, you know, I know you just said the financial literacy thing, which I know is key, but like, do you plan on opening more schools? Like, I know this is kind of early, you trying to get it off the ground, but like, I always want to ask people what's their plans, like the next 3 to 5 years, because this is going to be successful. You're going to have that, but like, what's next? You know, once you have that success, like, is you going to get comfortable? Like, what you trying to do?
So that's the thing about me. I don't believe in comfort. I don't believe in, definitely don't believe in comfort.
That's real.
But, so one thing I watched, like when we were just talking about the movies or whatever, old school movies. So Netflix has a movie on the McDonald's.
Oh, that's one of my favorites too.
You know what I love about it? They were able to build a system.
Talk about it.
Like one thing that you can do, you make your system, and you're able to sell your system.
That's right.
So nobody's never seen my school yet. I haven't had nobody walk through the school or nothing. But people buy into me because they believe in. I'm the byproduct. They believe in what I'm going to produce. So, of course, I want to scale.
And that's valuable. I don't want to skip over that, but that's a viable thing. Nobody's seen it, but they believe in you.
They believe in me. A lot of people know my struggle, my lessons that I went through. And, like, I don't consider them losses. Like, back in the day, before, I'm 35 now, so I used to consider them losses. But they actually built who I am right now.
Diamond.
They built who I am, and it just made me more hungry. So like I wanna scale. I wanna put my product out cross country over there in LA.
Come on now.
And I wanna like the thing is with the school is I don't wanna limit my students to just barbering. I wanted to give them some type of balance of being a wholesome entrepreneur. That's the goal right there.
Hey,
Jack of all trades, but a master of none, though.
Exactly.
Like,
I think that's what I'm good at.
No,
then I can see that. Then they can find themselves with out of all the stuff that they did. They can find themselves.
You give somebody more resources to learn and grow. Like you can choose within. You can take a little bit out of everything and figure out who you really are.
Right.
Man,
that's
dog,
real.
man.
And
We
that's
need to give
definitely
out
what we
more-
missing though. Cause
I
I
would
can say
say-
that as we was growing up, we was
have
either
resources.
hooping or it was just a bunch of small variety of stuff that we could choose from.
Because of the lack of resources.
Yeah.
Even if they were there in our communities, they wasn't going to give us the resources anyway.
Right.
So unless you knew somebody, you wasn't understanding. But now we got social media, you got online, you got people, you got all type of influences and say, I can do these different resources. So I say that to everybody that's listening to, you have no excuse. Y'all hearing a story from a guy that was incarcerated, coming out, still doing his thing. Hit the ground running. And he from Cleveland, right?
Right, Cleveland.
He from Cleveland, man. Like, so I want us to understand that. And he's saying a good thing, keep letting y'all know that R word. Resources, yo. Like, we got social media, we got Instagram. You got a World Explorer on your phone. Like, to find out any information that you want. So the fact that you using your platform and your story and people buying into you and seeing what you doing, you don't know how many people like that you inspiring, man. So like, how important to you is inspiration? You know what I'm saying? Just like being. I'm not gonna say that because everybody try to say the role model thing. I don't think. I'm talking about being an inspiration to whoever it come around. Yeah. Like, why is that important to you?
That's pretty much the highest human act. Period, right there. Inspiration. I feed off inspiration. I want to be around people who inspire me to do better.
Let's go.
Like one thing about me, like sometimes I push people away because I see something in you that you don't see, and I'm gonna hit all those buttons. I'm gonna hit every button to push that up out of you. And sometimes people don't know what to do within adversity.
Yep.
But you know, it builds character.
Yeah,
and one thing when you could say about me, you might see 5 years like, damn, he really just wanted to push me. He seen something, and it's all love.
Yep.
But inspiration, man, I love. Like I got a couple homeboys right now that I could just call them right now, and I could just sit on the phone, and it's like because I know you're at the level where I want to get at, and we could just be sliding. We could just be sliding in the car, and it's just like, man, just to be around like-minded people. That's all about growth right there.
I'm telling you, that's the best part about growing up and noticing that with other people that you grew up with.
Yes.
Like if y'all on that, that's the best thing ever.
I'm trying to tell
Getting
you,
some money or just starting something.
You don't
positive.
gotta say a word. It could just be like, man, I just need to be, because you know, you tell your dream to the wrong person, and it feel like you bragging or you doing too much. But you tell somebody who's like-minded like you, they gonna give you empower you all day.
Real.
Hey, man, y'all, that's powerful.
I was gonna say because sometimes, just off that point right there, sometimes our dreams be too big for the person we talking to, and they gonna try to shoot it down. Oh, that's too big for me.
I got that when I decided to open up this barber school.
I'm gonna say, how many people was telling you not to do it?
They wasn't telling me not to, but it was so look, you find out who your friends are when you tell them your dreams and you tell them that you want to start a business. You're gonna see who's gonna stand behind you. You're gonna see your support and like more people, like, which is nothing wrong with it because everybody has dreams, but you know, a lot of people don't know what to do in adversity and keep on fighting. A lot of people don't know what to do with it, but you know, I got that a lot. Like people, you want to do a school? Like why don't you just open a club? Like everybody else do a club.
Right?
Yeah, that's easy. Why don't you do a bar? Like no, I want to do a school.
That's the comfort zone.
The comfort zone.
Especially for us, a restaurant, bar, or a club.
Yeah, I wanted to hop out of my comfort zone, and this is where my growth came. I grew with my barber school. Like everything that my expectations that I set. I'm gonna be open in 6 months. Man, I'm 2.5 years in, and I still ain't open. But I feel like everything that I learned within this 2.5 years, I can't replace that with no college. I can't replace that with no lecture. Like when you come to my school, you're gonna get tangible information. Like you're gonna be able to lead with something that you can actually apply to yourself, your present day life.
Man. And that's why our platform's so important.
It's
so this right here though, like like for real though, cause that's powerful though. Like you came up here to just tell that story just like how you said it. That's powerful. That's why this platform needed in our city.
Man, and the fact that you even talking about like the inspiration, man. And I'm gonna go back to that because I'm into that, man. Like, and me and him be having conversations all the time. We talk for like this. Even how we said to start a podcast. We've been on the phone talk like 45 minutes, just game. Like, bro, this would be a podcast, and that's what we tell everybody: start a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Even for yourself when you do your barber situation, because you have a huge audience with barbers, whether it's new female barbers coming into the game, man. So you with your platform, even in terms of people that want to start a school, that's why I was glad you was kind of aiming on it too, was scaling, where you start another school or anything like that. But the barber game's so cold on social media because y'all always got content. Exactly. And I be telling people that you can always post a new fresh cut. You can always have somebody new in your chair. So my message to barbers, like rev it up on that content. It's the new work. You know what I'm saying? That content is everything. You know, the more you put out, the more you stay consistent. Because I tell them all the time, too, with us, people love to wait for us to not post something. I'm trying to be like, oh, they done now. They ain't even, they only made it to 30. Crazy. As soon as we post it, like, there they go. So I love that feeling, man. And I love just the consistency because people want to see your growth. And like you said, too, we started this, 2 years ago?
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic. So just to be here now, too, we ain't the same people we was. And we learning so much stuff, too, man. But you making such good points and such strides. And like you said, waiting 2 years. Most people be ready to open up something like in 6 months, and not even be ready and just to say they open.
Out. Exactly. They crash. Exactly. It ain't gonna.
Like that's where you find yourself in consistency. I was watching Michael B. Jordan podcast. He was on $1 Million Worth of Game.
And he was on $1 Million Worth of Game.
He said it. He was like, man, I had expectations. So usually when I do a movie, it's done in 6 to 8 months. I've been working on my movie. Creed just came out. Right. Everybody go check that out. I ain't checked it out yet though, but I'm definitely gonna salute to him for that. But it took him 3 years to make it. It never took them. And it made me put me at ease a little because you got all these expectations of being like I strive for greatness and perfection. Even though you never gonna reach that. It's just I feel like if I'm constantly striving for that, I know I'm gonna be doing better than the next person because a lot of people don't know what it is to be perfect or greatness to even strive for it. So when he said that put me at a little bit of ease, and I'm like, okay, I'm not too far off. Like this is something I've never tapped into. I don't like. I was when I literally hopped in this game. The renovation game, dealing with contractors.
I'm about to say,
I didn't know what I was doing. It was horrible.
Like, no, I wouldn't know. Take it to the mind of that. Like you say, I'm getting the space. Like, you don't have to use the full story, but just the steps of like, okay, day one, I say I found the space. Like, what was that when you knew that this was your location? Like, okay, this is where I want to be.
So, I was going through this transition in life where I needed to grasp onto something that was bigger than me. I felt like everything that I did before that, because like when I at 25, I was living in New York, New Jersey, cutting hair for the New York Jets.
Wow.
So that exposure gave me a different mindset. Just being in New York from Cleveland, like that's a whole.
My wife from New York, so I already know it's different out there.
I'm trying to tell you, it's different out. They got the same hustle as us, but they don't know all the.
You about to say it? Go ahead.
I
already know what you're trying to say.
They got so many resources out there that we don't have. So when I came out there, I'm like, man. Y'all got all this?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm like, man, come to Grand Central. What? We don't go to Grand Central. That's tourists. I'm going down there. Facts. Them bright lights and I'm like, man, y'all ain't never been down here before. You would have never known that people from New York don't go to the tourist spot because they feel like it's tourists.
Yeah, because I'm from here.
Right. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, like I was in a barbershop cutting down there and. I'm like, man, everything that I wanted to do, experience, it's like, bro, they're spoiled. They're spoiled down there.
For sure. So we've been doing that since we were kids. I'm like, bro, I'm from Cleveland. I'm
from Times Square. Statue of Liberty?
Like, what statue? I'm like, bro, come down there. Like, no, we don't do stuff like that. Like, you can go by yourself. But I hop right on that train, went straight to Grand Central, got to walking around like a kid in a candy store.
And it's so diverse out there, bro. Like, I'm like seeing all these people in different, I'm like, yo, this is really, and I'm in Harlem. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. I want to go to Harlem, post up in front of bodegas.
It was the best thing, bro. I love summertime in New York, man.
Summertime in New York, they love me out there. They still to this day they call me Cleveland. Oh, Cleveland.
They rock with Cleveland too out there,
I'm trying to tell you, man. Everybody gravitate to you because you like our hustle. Cleveland hustle, you can literally put us anywhere.
I'm about to say, talk about that, man. I'm about to say, we talk about that a lot.
All the
being
time.
from Cleveland, that Cleveland instinct that we have, where they say we really can survive anywhere. How does that instinct help you when you go different places? Like being that Cleveland instinct, we know what it is, but for somebody that doesn't know.
So for somebody who doesn't know, we're not necessarily a big city, but we're big enough to for people to gravitate towards us. But we have that hustle because we want more. And then when we go to these bigger cities, like, man, y'all got all of this at y'all access and y'all don't utilize it. So when you throw somebody from Cleveland there, like, man, we use every avenue. When I was in Harlem, man, Cleveland, I used to pull up Cleveland, man. Yeah, you getting to it. You don't play no like, I ain't here to come play no games,
That's
man.
how I
Like y'all don't even understand what y'all got at y'all fingertips right now.
Bro, I got hypeness and say
that's
that.
What I love being from Cleveland,
just you gotta. It's about utilizing it and execution. Yeah. Like once you master the execution part, like you could literally go anywhere.
And do that same blueprint.
That's the Cleveland mentality. Yeah, exactly. Just keep on putting that. It's like reverse engineering. Like man, you just keep on putting the same thing out there. Like you'll be good.
Plant them seeds. Yeah. That's what we like. Well, that's what me and my brother say. We plant them seeds everywhere we go. We plant seeds.
Building up that network.
Double back to them later on.
Exactly.
Yes, and we leave an impression on people, man.
That's
like, everybody like it's crazy how when you from Cleveland, I feel like you don't get as much love in Cleveland. But as soon as you go somewhere else and you meet somebody else from Cleveland,
you from Cleveland?
You from Cleveland, bro? Come with me. Come do this, bro. Yeah, bro. And I love that, man.
I ain't gonna be the first to say it. I love being from Cleveland. A lot of people be like, I gotta move out.
We got a different hustle, man. Every time I go to Atlanta, so I was just in Atlanta for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was just out there last weekend. I love Atlanta, man.
Every spot I went to, it was people from Ohio or Cleveland. I went to this last spot. I'm like, man, I'm moving around. Boom. Damn, you from Cleveland? Oh, you from Cleveland too? The bartender. Oh, I'm from Columbus. I'm from Cleveland.
That's hard.
And it's like, man, our hustle is unmatched.
Everywhere. It's everywhere.
Our city isn't small, but it's big enough to know. Understand the hustle mentality that like, man, we want more. We want one. We ain't coming here for no mediocrity. We ain't coming here for no small change. Man, we want what y'all got.
Big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no whammies.
That's what we do.
You see what LeBron doing?
Like
Shit. He coming over to take over the whole world.
Yeah.
He got to get it with him and his homeboys.
Yeah, he got that Cleveland mentality too. Like we came from small cities, but when you go to that bigger city,
people around him.
Yeah,
Rich in them.
Exactly.
Rich Paul, he need to get more flowers. Rich Paul need to get more flowers.
Rich Paul,
he
man.
do.
Rich Paul, man.
Yeah, you right.
Rich Paul, come on the show, man. That's what I can say.
Hey,
come on, we can talk about it.
Execution it's all about executing.
Yeah, he the GOAT, for real, Rich Paul.
But I'm just hype about this conversation. I know we got a few minutes left, but we getting so much from it, man, and things like that. Like, so, like, for people that don't know you, what's one thing that you want them to remember you by? Like, for people that don't know your story.
I got a question, too.
Yeah, like, I want to ask that, but you can ask your question first, but then come back to that. Like, if somebody can remember you for one thing, like one word, what would you say? I know that's kind of tough, but just what would be that one word?
Resilience. One thing about it, I'm a resilient person, and I don't take excuses. I'm gonna be the person who's gonna push all your buttons, like I said. But it's all coming out of love, because I want you to be at your highest point. Once your cup is full, you're able to pour off into somebody else. It's like an ecosystem. Like you pour. It's a domino effect. You pour off into one person, they pour off into the next person, and that's what we need to start building up. We need to build up our black community more like that.
On,
we need to keep on pouring off into each other instead of trying to take from each other, man. But
I was just about to say, because even though that be going on, it's always that one that don't want to pour off into the next cup.
Stop the
whole flow.
I'm gonna keep everybody here like, no, you can't do that, man. Keep pushing.
Cut them people out. That's a bad domino.
Some more, man.
No, for real. Man. And I just wanted to say, what advice can you give to somebody that was incarcerated, that probably had a plan, that don't know how to come home and execute the plan, that's somebody that's been outside? Wow. You know, just advice, period, though. Question. Since you older than us by a few years too, so you know what I'm saying? Just some advice.
That's definitely a great question. So my advice to somebody coming out of prison and trying to be really rehabilitated is come with a plan, first of all. Like if you don't come with a plan, you don't do your research on your plan, you're already losing right there. Man. But it's about sticking to your plan, because like I said, life is gonna come at you. Now, one thing about it, we tend to when life comes at us, we go back to old habits. We got to learn how to break from that and reach for greatness. So you constantly want to reach for greatness and constantly want to stay proactive at what your goals are. And like, you definitely want to have a great support system. You want to have the right people around you to keep on pushing you. Because the only reason I'm at where I'm at right now, I wanted to give up 30. I went through every motion getting this school off the ground. I had the right people around me to call and check up on me. See? Hey, you all right?
Right.
Hey,
you
I good over there?
Hard,
like, I'm trying to it's hard. Like, it's hard. Then it's like, man, what having a background, it don't help it. But, you know, you want to, in order to grow, and, like, once you make it out of selfless, you're gonna grow because it's not just for you. So like you can easily quit when it's just for you. But when you know, like, hey, I got 10 people counting on me, like you wanna push through it even more. You wanna keep on pushing through it. So you know that's my advice, man. Just work on execution and work on putting the right support team around you, and just sometimes you gotta cut all them distractions off.
I'm telling you, pick that. That's major. That last one major. Cut all the distractions off, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm applying that to myself right now. Yeah, bro. Trying to cut the distractions off.
Yep, man. Real. So look, man, I want to keep this going, man. But like, how can people find you, man? Like, plug your social medias, man. Again, we already plugged the school, but plug the location again when it's opening. How can people stay in contact with Twan?
So to stay in contact with me, I have a handle on Instagram, Journey Barber School, JOURNEY Barber School. I'm getting ready to launch the website, and I'm on Facebook as Antoine Slaughter, and I also have a business page on there as Journey Barber School. But the website is coming soon. It should be up in the next couple weeks, and that's cool. All you gotta do is shoot me. You can either shoot me an email too, journeybarberschool@gmail.com if you're looking and interested in being enrolling into my program.
Man, hey y'all, this has been this been a powerful episode 35. Man, I'm glad that we was able to connect for real, and I know we're gonna be doing more
definitely
stuff.
A part
definitely.
Yeah, sure. you officially a part of the BackEnd Business alumni now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There we go. I'm gonna back for sure.
Yeah, so it's family, man. But no, y'all, this has been episode 35. Super, super powerful.
Yes, sir.
If you a barber, if you a hustler, if you somebody that's just trying to get your life together, if maybe you incarcerated and you tap into this, or maybe you know somebody that's just going through some things, send this episode out, man. I'm one half of the BackEnd Business, Roscoe No E.
I'm the second half, ATM Spook.
And this been episode 35. We see you on the next episode. Business.